All right, let's get right into it. We're going to walk through how to find a great dog trainer for you and your pup right here in Richmond, Kentucky.
You know, having a dog who listens and is well-behaved just makes everything easier. It really opens up all the cool things you can do around town without any of the stress.
So the whole point of this is to give you a really simple, practical guide. That way you can feel confident you're making the best choice for your family.
Okay, first up, let's talk about why training specifically for life in Richmond matters. See, good training isn't just about sit and stay in your living room. It's about getting your dog ready for the real world.
Think about it. Do you want to take a nice, calm walk around EKU's campus with all the students and activity? Or maybe hang out at a Main Street event without your dog getting overly excited? The goal is to prepare your dog for these situations, from the wide open spaces at Lake Reba to the busy parking lots at Richmond Center.
So before you even start Googling trainers, it helps a ton to get clear on what exactly you want to accomplish.
Ask yourself, what's the #1 thing I want to change? Are we starting from square one with a brand new puppy? Or is there maybe a specific little habit that's driving you crazy? Knowing your goal is the absolute best starting point.
And here are some of the most common things people work on. You might just need the puppy basics. Socialization, house training, that sort of thing. Or maybe it's something more specific, like your dog pulling you down the street on every walk, jumping all over guests, or getting really anxious when you leave. Once you can name the problem, you can find a trainer who's an expert at solving it.
All right, so you know what you need to work on. Now the question becomes, how do you want to do it? Let's look at the different approaches.
You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. And for good reason. It's really the modern, science-backed way to train. Instead of punishing what you don't want, you just reward the behavior you do want. It's way more effective, it builds a really strong bond, and honestly, it makes training fun for your dog, which is how it should be.
Now, for the format, you've pretty much got two main options. On one hand, you have group classes. These are fantastic for learning basics and for getting your dog used to focusing on you when other dogs are around. On the other hand, you've got private lessons. These are perfect if you're dealing with a specific issue at home, like barking at the window, because the trainer comes to you. There's no right or wrong answer. It just depends on your goals.
Okay, this is the big one. You know what you need, you know the style you want, so how do you actually find the right person?
I know this looks like a bunch of random letters, but it's actually really helpful. These are certifications. They mean a trainer has put in the work, they've passed tests, and they're committed to staying up to date on the best methods. A CPDT KA, for example, is a great all-around certification for general skills, while something like a CBC KA means that person has special expertise in more serious behavioral issues.
So when you get a potential trainer on the phone, you should have some questions ready. You'll definitely want to ask about their methods to make sure they're using that positive approach we talked about. And ask how they'll tailor the training specifically for your dog and your life here in Richmond. Getting clear on costs and how you'll track progress right from the start is also a really smart move.
And that brings us to the practical part. Money. What's the going rate for dog training around here?
So here's a general idea of what you can expect for 2025. A multi-week group class is usually in the $150 to $275 range. A single private session will probably be somewhere between $100 and $175. And then you have the more intensive options, like a board and train, which is obviously a much bigger investment. This should give you a good ballpark to work with for your budget.
You know, what this really boils down to is that there's no magic wand. Success comes from having a good plan, using methods that build your dog's trust, and then just being consistent with the practice every single day. At the end of the day, this is all about making your dog happier and more confident, which in turn makes them a fantastic partner for your life. We wish you the best of luck in your search. Before you know it, you'll be having those amazing stress-free walks on Main Street and enjoying everything Richmond has to offer with your best friend right by your side.